This is one of my favorite fights of all time in My Hero Academia. So, to be honest, this is my third favorite fight after whole of Overhaul versus Midoriya and All Might versus All for One. This is my third favorite fight. So, I was waiting for this to be animated, and I'm gonna be very honest here. I'm not disappointed. I don't care if anybody points out animation errors or anything. I don't care about it. I enjoyed this fight thoroughly, and not only the reason this fight was great for me because of like it's just choreography, but how much big of an impact it has on Midoriya and Bakugo's relationship just in general. As a dog barks in my background for whatever reason. Yeah, it's street dogs. Don't worry about them. They appear every day. They appear every day to bark at me. But anyways, let's get back into what I was discussing. Uh, Not only this fight was great because it had great choreography, but also it was a great fight because it was it kind of showed Midoriya versus Bakugo, Midoriya and Bakugo's relationship in this episode, and what kind of impact it has on on their relationship, like how they admired All Might, how Bakugo admired All Might, but at the same time he was not acknowledged by All Might, but rather it was Midoriya. Midoriya who was acknowledged by All Might, and Bakugo was so mad at this because he thinks that he's the reason why All Might was out of his state, like how he was so strong, and now he's just so scrawny, and he's just so weak right now. And he Bakugo just generally thinks like it's his mistake, and that's the reason why he wanted to sprout out his feelings to Midoriya in a way. Because who else would he go to? Because the only person he has ever looked down to is Midoriya, and that's the reason why he wanted Midoriya to follow him. But it's always been like for since like how since season one, Midoriya is gaining more and more strength, and how he's going above everyone by day, and Bakugo is just staying behind. He's chasing Midoriya over and over again. Something what Vegeta does with Goku from Dragon Ball. So yes, I'm taking this example because I am a Vegeta fan, alright. But let's take a look. Like Vegeta has always chased Goku in a way because he has always tried to catch up, he played a catch up game with Goku. But here, it was like Midoriya at start. Midoriya wanted to catch up with Bakugo, but now it's reverse. Bakugo wants to catch up with Midoriya because it's just that this isn't this wasn't what he was expecting. He was expecting to Midoriya to always run behind him because he was quirkless, he was weak, and he was like he had the most toughest time of all, but yet he had to be the hero. And at a time, Midoriya was also rejected by All Might. He was like, All Might was like, you can't be a hero, and Midoriya's dreams were crushed. And that moment was very much like, what like this was such a sad moment for Midoriya. But that's not the point of that. But I'm just putting it out like this was a part of Midoriya's story. But Bakugo had everything perfect going on for him. Like he's just such a bright person. But since Midoriya started gained his quirk, Bakugo was just like, wow, like Midoriya is just a completely different person. Like he's somebody now Bakugo has to catch up to because Midoriya is proving to be like much better than he could ever be. And that's just so irritating to Bakugo, and that was the whole thing about this fight, especially when Bakugo feels blamed for All Might's retirement. So it was this is this fight had a whole impact on Midori and Bakugo's relationship, and how now they respect each other as a rival rather than just being just rather than just seeing each other down or just playing a catch up game. They are now acknowledge each other as rival. They respect each other. That is the whole point of this fight, and that is one of the reasons why I love this fight and why I see this fight as one of the greatest fights of My Hero Academia because of how it has impact on Bakugo and Midoriya's relationship. It is such great impact on their relationship and just is is so important for Bakugo who has been said to be Midoriya's rival since season one. He has been set out there, but he was never actually one because Midoriya's rival kept on changing. Like from Bakugo, it went to Todoroki, it went to Todoroki to somebody else. Just kept on changing over and over again. And then Bakugo, all of a sudden, now he's a big rival to Bakugo, and he has been acknowledged. So it's like it's very important for this whole part, this whole fight, Bakugo no and Midoriya's secret, everything in this episode was very important to them to be acknowledged as rival and respect each other as their rivals, and that's great. That is a great moment for us to see because rival generally means competition, and like that's just how it is. Like in anime, I don't know in anime like rivals are mostly like, yeah, you are a villain, I'm a hero. We gotta meet over and over again, so we are rivals. That's basically what people see. But rival generally means competition, and basically you're acknowledging each other as a rival and respect each other as a rival. That's basically what a rival means. But I think so. Like this is like sometimes people misinterpret what rival is and they're like, oh yeah, that's a villain who has been encountering certain hero over and over again, so that must be his rival. So I'm like, yo, I've actually seen people say that. I'm like, yo, that's that's not how rivals work. Like, this is how actual rivals work. Like, this is how actually it works. Like how Bakugo and Midoriya right now are acknowledging each other. That's basically how rivals work. And I know I, I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for saying this, but it's just how it is. So that's just like come on, like how Goku and Vegeta acknowledge each other as rivals from Dragon Ball, or how in Naruto and Sasuke acknowledge each other as rivals, even though Naruto was chasing Sasuke the whole time. At the end of the series, they do acknowledge themselves as a rival. So, oh, jeez, that took a long break. That took a long breath out of me. Jesus. But yeah, that's what basically how rivalry works. And no, Bleach. I don't think so Ichigo ever had a rival. That never happened. I don't think so. Ichigo's rival changes every time, like literally every time, every time. No, okay, I'm just gonna move from there. Even though Bleach is one of my favorite series, I'm gonna move on from how what I just said. Anyways, let's also talk about the ending of this episode, after credit scene, which we got. Uh, uh, Midoriya and Jesus, I was able to say Byakuya because I just spoke about Bleach. It's just I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but Midoriya and Bakugo basically this whole sequence was different. Like you may realize something that Bakugo actually helped out Midoriya in this final sequence, and what makes well, like this is another thing that's great about how this rivalry works because they want each other to grow. Just not I want to grow alone. I'm gonna leave this guy behind. They want each other to grow, and that's great. Like that is one of the great features that My Hero presents. Like it's like you want to grow alone? Hell nah, I'm gonna help you grow. So it's just like Bakugo, even though it was straight, he still said, "Your kicks are slow, but your punches make me angry." And I was like, yo, typical Bakugo line, because that's basically him saying that you are slow when you kick, when you use your full cowling, but you use your smash, you are pretty agile. So basically, if you mix both of them, and that's your kick along with your smash, you're pretty much a irritating person for anyone who fights. Basically, you're pretty damn strong. So that's a pretty good strategy, in other words. So that was a great scene. So yeah, all over, great episode. in my opinion. I don't know about you. You guys, let me know what do you think about this episode. I'll see you guys in the next videos. Always, I say peace.